Hi there. I'm feeling pretty tired. It's only about 7:30, but that's kind of late for me to be filming. I am not a night owl. I will be in bed by 9. But I wanted one more cup of tea, and I realized I'm going to be out of town next weekend, so I really need to get ahead on these. And today there's a decaf chai, so I can have another cup of tea and not destroy myself. Actually, I'm going to shake that up a little bit. Okay. So by now, if you've been watching these, you kind of know how I feel about chais. I don't mind a chai, but I'm also a little bit chaied out. I think I started the day with a chocolate chai. So this is what this one looks like. It's got a whole bunch of stuff in it. Let's see. Yeah, I realized I'm going to be gone next weekend. Ooh, this is supposed to be a 7 to 10 minute steep. Well, okay then. So it's got decaf Ceylon tea, cloves, ginger, cardamom, natural cinnamon flavor, cinnamon. It's got trace caffeine. I may try it steeped a little less so that maybe the ginger doesn't come out quite as much. I don't know. Again, you know, I usually oversteep, but the second ingredient is cloves, which can leave a numbing effect in your mouth that I don't like. Ginger in tea, I'm not a huge fan of, especially if it's very, very strong and not sweetened. And I really don't want to sweeten this. So I've done a lot of sweetened teas today. So chais, I usually add some honey and some oat milk. So I've done that with an earlier chai. I did that with half of the chocolate chai. And then I've started adding hot cocoa mix and oat milk to the adagios that are chocolate flavored. I figure if they're supposed to be chocolate flavored, then it should work to turn them into a hot cocoa. And I made one of the recent, I think the Christmas chocolate mint, I made that into a hot cocoa, and that was amazing. That was delicious. I loved that. I wish I had done it with the candy cane because I really, really like mint hot chocolate. And doing that with mint teas, I think will make me like them a lot more. That doesn't mean I'm going to buy them. Like to buy something, I want it to stand alone. So I don't want to have to doctor it up. Like if I feel like doctoring it up, that's great. But I don't want to have to doctor it up to like it. So I'm probably not going to buy any special chocolate mint teas. I mean, if anything, if I really like that taste, I could always buy blasphemous, but like a Bigelow mint tea. And my husband actually likes that because he's a mint fan, and like make a cup of Bigelow mint tea for very inexpensive and then turn it into a hot chocolate, rather than buy a more expensive tea and then have to doctor it up to make it something I like. This is no offense to the teas. Like, again, if I was really into chais, if I was really into mint, I probably wouldn't feel the need to doctor them. But I don't really like chais, and I don't really like mint. So, I did make it was a chocolate masala chai that I actually made into a hot chocolate as well. And that was good. And I actually have a masala chai that I've had for a long time that I haven't really been drinking because it's a chai and I don't really love it. And so I'm thinking that one of the ways I may sip that down is to start making hot chocolate with it. So I also made a mulled wine today because we had a bottle of relatively old wine. This was probably opened a week and a half ago or something. And so I mulled it, and that was delicious. And I actually added a little bit of tea to that. So I had a little bit of orange pico, and I didn't have any oranges or clementines or anything. I usually use tangerines because that's usually what I have in the house. And I usually add a little bit of zest and a little bit of juice, but I didn't have either. So I thought, well, I'll add a little bit of this orange pico, and that was good. And I also added anise seed and cardamom and cinnamon and clove. And I love anise. I love cardamom. I like clove, but I added like one tiny clove for about half a bottle of wine. So, and I did not drink that whole half a bottle of wine. I drank about a cup of wine, and there's still a cup downstairs that I think my husband's going to have later. So I'm kind of sweet tea'd out. But so this has only been about 5 minutes, and I'm going to try it. It has almost no color, which is a little disappointing considering that it has decaf Ceylon in it. Now, it said to steep it at least another 2 minutes. So I'm jumping the gun. It's already very gingery. I want to smell this packet. Yeah, it's going to be too gingery for me, I think. Yeah, it smells like cloves and like cinnamon and like ginger. So, I'm going to probably have to add some oat milk to this. And I was surprised by how much I liked the chai earlier as a hot cocoa. So maybe the next time I make this, when I'm wanting something sweet, I will add hot cocoa to it. But I really just don't want anything else sweet today. So again, we're now at about the correct steeping time. I'm going to let it go for a while longer. I mostly taste the ginger. That's not bad, but it's very gingery. And generally, if I was going to have a ginger tea, I would want to add some maple syrup to it, or stevia. Stevia's hard because it's almost too sweet for me. But maple syrup's just about the perfect amount of sweetness. Honey's usually not quite enough. Stevia is usually a little bit too much in just like 1 cup. So it's gingery. I don't get much of a smell except for ginger. So it's okay. Again, I went into this saying I don't really like chai. So I'm not sad to be drinking this. As I said earlier, it's like, I'm not sad. It's not making me sad, but it's just not one that I would run out to get more of. But I will happily drink this unless my husband steals it from me, because my husband does like chai and he really likes ginger. And so he may really want this. It's starting to get a little bit darker. It's still like a little bit like a pine color. It's not quite at a caramel yet. The ginger's starting to come out more. So I'm going to have to stop this steep pretty quick here, or else it's going to be too gingery for me. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you're having a good holiday season. I had a great day. I'm just tired. It's just been a long day, but it's Friday, so I get to sleep in a little bit tomorrow. My normal wake time is like 6 o'clock, sometimes 5:45. I don't have to get up that early, but I like having some time in the morning to just kind of not have to start doing stuff. And if I get up at 6:30, I have to start making lunch and taking a shower and doing my exercises and sending messages out. I have a really good book. So I am reading Magic Ink, which is pretty fluffy, but I really, when I'm not working, when I'm on vacation, I read pretty heavy books. Like, I will read all kinds of books. But I have noticed that when I'm working, my job's pretty stressful. I read a lot, and I want something just light that's not going to stress me out. Even like, I get very involved in books. I'm very imaginative, as you can probably tell from my meditation videos, and I get really in a book. And so if it's a drama, or if it's a mystery, or if I'm right in there, and that can be stressful for me. That can kind of raise my anxiety, unless I can really sit down and like binge read a book. That's why I do better with heavy books when I'm on vacation, because I can just read all day and get through the anxiety part. But when I'm working, I tend to only be able to read at night. And if I am at a really dramatic part or a high anxiety part of the book, and then I'm supposed to go to bed, I have a really hard time. So I read fluffy stuff. The writing can't be bad. I can't bear bad writing, but fluffy, kind of predictable books, they actually tend to prefer those when I'm working. So my job's stressful enough. I don't need to create stress in my entertainment. Kind of the same as I don't watch much TV at all. And when I do, I watch like we're watching Grand Design, which is like them building houses, and like I watch stuff that doesn't even have like a dramatic storyline. Although we have gotten obsessed with Wednesday. Love Wednesday. But Wednesdays, like fantasy, I can do because I don't get as involved, because it's a fantasy. And Wednesday I love because she doesn't care if she is caught in an awkward situation. Like, I can't watch Seinfeld because the whole premise of Seinfeld is they set up this really awkward, uncomfortable situation that's going to happen, and then you watch the show to see that uncomfortable situation unfurl. Can't watch it. Makes me super uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't care if it's a comedy. I don't care if it's a story. Like, I'm too much in it, and I just want to like strangle all of them because they make the stupidest decisions. Wednesday I love because even though it's a fantasy, so it's very hard to get too involved in it, but also any awkward situation she's in, she doesn't care. She's not stressed out about it. She doesn't care, and so I'm not stressed out about it. So, all right, so there's my ramble for tonight. Decaf chai. It's a meh for me, but it's a chai. So if you love chai, this is probably a great chai for you. There aren't a lot of decaf chais out there that I can find. So this is a nice one. I can drink it, so that probably tells me if you like chai, you're going to love it. So, all right, I will see you guys again tomorrow. Good night.